In this lesson, we will take a look at the steps required to convert between the number of atoms of an element and the number of moles of an element. In order to convert between atoms and moles, we must use Avogadro's number. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say we have 3.612 times 10 to the 24 atoms of chlorine, and we need to figure out how many moles this is. To do this, we can say the number of moles of chlorine is equal to the number of atoms, which in this case is 3.612 times 10 to the 24, divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23, or multiplied by 1 over 6.02 times 10 to the 23. This is because we know 1 mole of chlorine would be equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms. From this, the atoms unit cancels out and we are left with 6 moles of chlorine. Let's now take a look at an example going the opposite way. Let's say we have 6 moles of CO2 and need to determine how many atoms of oxygen we have. This example will involve 2 steps. To determine how many individual oxygen atoms we have, we must first determine how many molecules of CO2 are available. To do this, we can say the number of molecules of CO2 is equal to the number of moles, which in this case is 6, multiplied by 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Once again, this is because we know 1 mole of CO2 would contain 6.02 times 10 to the 23 molecules. The mole units cancel out and we are left with 3.612 times 10 to the 24 molecules of CO2. From here, we can now calculate the number of oxygen atoms. Since we know that for each molecule of CO2, we will have 2 atoms of oxygen, we can write that the atoms of oxygen is equal to the number of molecules of CO2, which in this case is 3.612 times 10 to the 24, multiplied by 2. The molecule units cancel out, and we are left with 7.224 times 10 to the 24 atoms of oxygen.